Hello friends, welcome to my lecture. This is my second lecture on discrete mathematical structure. I welcome you all to this second lecture, and the link to the first lecture I am putting it into the details in the description of this particular video. So this is the continuation of previous lecture in which we were discussing about the propositions and predicate logic. So let us move ahead. So in the last lecture, what we have discussed in the last lecture is we have discussed about mathematical logic. In the mathematical logic, we have discussed about the definition of the logic, and then we have discussed about the different types of statements, notations. We have also discussed some of the examples in the last lecture. So along with that, we have discussed about the different type of connectives. So we have discussed about 5 types of connectives. They are negation, then conjunction, then disjunction, then implication, or it is also called as if then, and double implication. Okay. Then so implication is also called as conditional, and double implication is also called as biconditional. We have discussed about the truth tables of these connectives, and we have discussed some examples in the last lecture. Moving ahead, coming to the homework given to you in the last lecture. So in my last lecture we were discussing about the exercise, and I have asked you to solve this particular questions, these 4 questions, and out of that I have solved the first one. So the first one is based on the what you can say conditional. First one is conditional. So here it is: if you miss the class, you have to read it in this way: if you miss the class, then you will not understand the subject. So it is if you miss the class, so you attend the class is P, you miss the class is not P, and you will not understand the class. You understand the class is Q, so it is you will not understand the class will be not P implies not Q. Next one is if you miss the class, then you will not understand the subject. This is straightforward. So again, this is not P implies not Q. Okay. Even though these two statements are written in different ways, their representation is same. Okay. The meaning, if you read it properly, you will find that the meaning is also same. Next one is either you attend the class or you do not understand the subject. So it is you attend the class is P, and it is or, this is a or statement, so it is a disjunction, and or you will not understand the subject. So you will not understand the subject means Q is understand the subject, and not understand the subject is not Q. So this statement comes to be P or not Q. Moving ahead, you understand the subject if and only if. So now here it is if and only if. So you understand the subject, that is you understand subject is Q if and only if P. Okay. Now here even if you write this as P if and only if Q, then also it is not going to make any change in the outcome. But this is writing this in the reverse order will not be allowed. This one in the reverse order will not be allowed. This will be allowed. So writing this in not Q or P will not make any difference between writing the first one or second one. Let us see. Okay, moving ahead. So these are the solutions I have given. So first one is not P implies not Q. Then if again it is conditional, not P, if not P then not Q. Third one is P or not Q. Fourth one is P if and only if Q. Moving ahead, what does the P implies Q mean exactly? So Q is necessary for P. So what it means is here in this case, so what does this mean? What does this mean? So Q is necessary for P. So in order that if P is so Q is always necessary. So you can see the truth table of P implies Q. So if P is let us say if P is true, false, false, and then Q is true, false, this will be our truth table. So here what we find is P implies Q is true, false, true. So what does it says? It says as Q is necessary for P. So whenever Q is true, you can see here, whenever Q is true, output is whenever q is true, at that time you can find that output is always true. Okay, and whenever, so p is sufficient for q. If p is true, output is q. So p is sufficient for q means what? So if p is true, then output is q. This we have discussed in the last lecture also. Moving ahead, q if p, or this was the first example in our previously we have solved. Then p only if this is the second example. P implies q is also the second example. So these are the different meanings in which the p implies q can be represented. Moving ahead, so next one is we want to solve the following problems. So these are not exactly the problems, these are, we want to construct the truth tables. Okay, truth tables for these two problems. Today we are going to construct the truth table for different examples. So let us move ahead. Let us try to construct the truth table for the first one, p or q or not p. So here this is the case. So pq is given here, and if p and q is given, I can find out not p. So if p is true, not p is false, and if p is true, again not p is false. P is false means not p is true, and p is false means not p is true. Now here what we can do is we can directly solve this one. Even what you can do is you can find out only p or q first, and then whatever the answer is there, that you can put do ORing with that x or with not p. So let us do it in this way. So p or q. So p or q is here, it is true, true, true and false. Okay, and then this p or q is ORed with this one. So true, false is true, this is true, this is true, and this is also true. So outcome is true here. Or what you can do is you can directly find out the value of this. I have tried to do in the next table. So not p is been identified, and here directly p or, so here I have directly drawn it for p or q or not p. Okay, you can use any of the method, either you can use this method or this method. Moving ahead, let us try to construct the truth table for p implies q or not p. Again, so p implies q or not p, you have to first find out the value of not p, and again it will be false, false, true, true, and then you have to find out the value of first. Now here you have to do it compulsory, that you have to find out this one first and then OR it with the second one. So in the second one, p implies q. So for this p implies q, I do not require not p. So p implies q is, it is true, false, true, true. Okay, and then this is to be ORed with, now this x, whatever answer I am getting, this is to be ORed with not p. Okay, so let me try to do it here. So this is x, this is the answer that I am getting. So now I want to add it with the not p. So x or not p. So true, false is true, false, false is true, false, false or false is false, this is true, and this is also true. So the final answer is TFTT. This is the truth table for this particular equation. Let us move ahead. Let us try to construct another truth table, p or not q. So you have to get the values of p and q, and you have to get the value of not q, and so not q will find out. So not q, we can get it not q here. Not q will be false, true, false, true. So that will come here, false, true, false, true, and then p or not q. So I am interested to compare these two values, p or not q. So true, false is true, true, true is true, false, false is false, and false, true is true. So the answer is true, true, false, true. This is the truth table. Okay. Similarly, we can go ahead and we can try to solve another set of examples. So let us consider the two examples, p or not p and p or not p and not p. So here we want to construct it for p or not p. So it is on unary operation. It is a binary operation, but on a single variable. One is p and one is negation of p. So here, if you see how many variables are there, in that case you can find that there is only one variable, and then there will be only two possibilities. So you will find only two rows here. Okay, and this is the row here, and then what you can find is true or false is going to be, I think, true. Okay, so true or false. So it is disjunction, or of true or false is going to be true, and false and true is also true. Okay, so this output, I will say now this, whatever this output is there, this is I can say that output is independent of the input. So even if the P is either true or false, whatever the input you give, the output is independent of the input. This is a situation wherein the output is always true or output is always false. In that case, I say that it is the independent, the output is independent of input. Okay, so this is one thing. Second one is P and not P. Now it is here, it is, I am constructing it for P and not P. Okay, this is a conjunction. Sorry for that mistake in the symbol. So ANDing is true whenever all the inputs are true. Now here all the inputs are not true, so it is going to be false. This is also going to be false. Here the output is also independent of the input. You can see here the output is also independent of the input. So in that case, what I am saying now here is, in these two situations the output is independent of the input. We say P or not P is always true and P and not P is always false. Okay, these two statements are part of idempotent law, and that we will discuss later on. Okay, moving ahead, let us try to construct a truth table for a problem of three variables P, Q and R. So previously we had drawn it for two variables. In that case there are only 4 rows. Now there will be for three variables there will be 8 rows. So if there are n variables, there will be 2 raised to n rows. And this one, the first one, is called as the variable base 0. The second one is called as the variable base 1, and the third one is called as variable base 2. If you see the base 0 variable, you will find that half of the values are represented by true and half of the values are represented by false. In the next base, half of the values as compared to the previous base are represented by true, 0, 1 or trues, and the half of the values are represented by false, and this continues. In the next base, half of the values are represented by trues as compared to the previous one, and half are represented by false, and that is repeated here. Okay, next is, now in this case what we have to do is, we have to first calculate this Q and R, and then whatever the value will get, that is to be ORed with P. So Q and R is true, true is true, true false is false, false true is false, false false is false, true true is true again here, then true false is false, false true is false, and false false is false. So I am showing it here. Q and R is this one. You can compare these values. Then I am ORing it with this previous values now. So P or X. So here is P. First 4 P's are true. So whatever X comes, that will be the first 4 will always be true. So here true, 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 true. ORing is true and anything, or anything and true is always true. Then false and true is also true. False and false is false, false and false is false, and false and false is false. This is P and this is X. So false and false. Here also false and false. False or false. It is false and false, sorry, rather. So here you can see. So this is a truth table for the given equation. Okay, moving ahead, let us try to solve another example with 4 variables. So P, Q, R and S. So these are the 4 variables. Now as told previously, there will be 2 raised to n possible values. So here there are 4, so there will be 16 values, and this is base 0 with 8 values. Okay, so this is base 0, 8 values. Then base 1 will be having 4 true, 4 false, 4 true, 4 false. Base 3 values will now be having 2 values. So 2 true, 2 false, 2 true and 2 false, and continued. Similarly base 3 will be having now 1 true and 1 false, and the repetition, it will be repeated for 8 number of times. So now P and Q and R. Now this is associative. I know that this is associative and this can be calculated directly. Okay, I am going to calculate it directly. Even if you want, what you can do is you can calculate P and Q and R first. So let us calculate Q and R first. I am going to calculate some 4 to 5 values. I am sorry for that line. P, Q and R. Let me draw Q and R here, this side. Okay, so this is Q and R, let us say. So Q and R, Q and R. So this is true, then this is false, this is false, this is false. These two values I am comparing. This is false, this is false, this is false, this is true, false, 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 false and false. Okay, then it is to be ANDed with P now. So this is P. So T and T is T, T and T is T. Then T and F is false to false, false. Wherever there are false at Q and R, I am directly putting the value false. Here it is also false, because this, if this is true but this is false, so now all remaining will be false. Either you can calculate in this way, or you can write it directly by taking the definition, and the conjunction of n variables is true. The conjunction of n variables is true if all the inputs are true. Now I am doing P, Q and R. So these two values, if you see, all the inputs are true, so the output is true. In all the other cases, there is not the situation that all the three are true, so all are false here. Okay, so you can do it in any way. So this is one value. So this is I have calculated now. Now we have to calculate this, then we have to calculate this, and then we have to add these two, and then we have to take the negation of that. So P or Q is let us say X. So X is P or Q is calculated here, then R or S is calculated here, then X and Y, that is this is X and this is Y. So X and Y is calculated, and this is the, these are the truth values, not of T. So not of whole complete, that is calculated here, whatever, this is T now. This is T, and not of this is calculated, and that comes here, and 1 or 2. Now this or this, so whatever we have got the value here. So this is true or false is true, true or false is true, false or false is false, then false or true is true, false false is false, then we have false false false, false false false. Okay, then false true is true, false false is false, false false is false, false false is again false, false true is true, false true is true, false true is true, false true is true, and false true is true. Okay, so we get this that is here. Okay, so this is the truth table for the variables, the equation with 4 variables. You can see these are the 4 variables. Okay, so I am trying to give you different solutions. I am trying to discuss as much as problems possible. Moving ahead, logic and connectives in the programming languages. So here there are, in programming languages we are using 3 types of logical connectives. One is called as logical and another is called as logical, this is called as logical and, this is another is called as logical or, and third one is not, that is logical not. So the meaning here are pertaining to whatever the things we are doing. So in programming languages we write generally the expressions, for example A is greater than B and B is greater than C. So if this is happening, at that time do some things. So in that case the meaning is same. If both of these two are true, in that case it is going to be true, otherwise it is not going to get inside the loop, it is going to go outside the loop. Similarly, if it is or A, if any one of these two are true, then it is going to be executed, otherwise it is not going to be executed. Then in not of A greater than B, it means that A is less than B. This is equal to A is less than B. So yes, in these logical connectives are very much important in programming languages. If you are writing any of the programming language, in that case you have to write the you have to use these terms. So moving ahead is translate into the symbolic form. So some statements are given. So let us say one statement is given, and this is the statement given, and these two are the you can say propositions. So these two propositions are given, and based on these two propositions this statement is found. We have to define, we have to convert this statement into the proposition. So Ravi and Prakash went into the hill. So it is P, Ravi went into the hill and Prakash went into the hill. So it is P and Q. So answer to this is P and Q. Okay. So the question can be anything. So the question can be these two values are given and find out P and Q. This can be the question, or question can be these 3 values can be given and find out this. Or otherwise it may also happen that these 2 things are given, okay, and find out the propositions. P and not Q, let us say. P and not Q, find out the proposition. Something like that. Any type of question is possible here. Moving ahead. Again, let us consider another example translated to the symbolic form. So if now the question is here, either Jerry takes calculus or Ken takes sociology, then Larry takes English. Okay, now here there are 3 statements. So I will name them as PQR. So P is Jerry takes calculus, then Ken takes sociology and Larry takes English. Now if either either means here there is a possibility of or. So what is happening here is Jerry takes calculus. Jerry takes calculus is P, or Ken takes sociology, P or Q. Then if then now it is, so P or Q implies R, let us say. So this is the symbolic form. So that's here. So we symbolize it as P or Q implies R. Moving ahead, identify the component statements and atomic statements here. This we have discussed in the last lecture. What is the meaning of compound statement and atomic statement? So compound statement is so first let us consider atomic statement. An atomic statement is a statement which is not connected by any of the connectives. Okay, and compound statement is one which can so one or more statements, one or more atomic statements have been connected by some connectives. So that is going to be the compound statement. So not P is compound statement, compound statement, compound statement. This is also compound statement. This is also compound statement. This is the atomic statement, and this is the atomic statement. Okay, so this is about the previous the definition that we have discussed in the last lecture. Moving ahead, construct the truth table for P implies Q and Q implies P. So since there are only two variables here, see here, only two variables are there, so there will be only 4 rows. So I have taken this, and P implies Q will be true. Then true false will be false, we know, and this one will be true and this one will be true. Whereas for Q implies P will be true, true, true. Now you have to look it in this direction. True, true is true, false, true is true, true, false is false, and false, false is true. Then these are the values we have calculated, and ending of this. Now what we have to do is we have to AND these two. So true and true is true, true, false and true is false, true and false is false, and true and true is true. Similarly, construct the truth table for P implies Q or. So again the same values will be required, and instead of AND here we have to construct OR. So here itself I have constructed the OR. So this is the answer of the first one, that is true, false, false, true, and this is the answer of the second one, that is true, 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 true. So that is ORing. So this or this or this. So true, true is true, false, true is true, true, false is true, and true, true is true. So this is the particular answer truth table for the second one. All the things are to be included except, and instead of answer 1, answer 2 will come here. Moving ahead, construct the truth table for this one. So there is small mistake here. Construct the truth table for P and Q, not of P and Q. Here is a bracket, closing bracket. Okay, not of P and Q, and biconditional, not of P or not of Q. So first we have to calculate P and Q. P and Q is true. Again here there are only two variables, so only 4 rows. So true, false, false, false. Not of that will be false, true, true, true. Then not P or not Q, this one. So for that we have calculated the value of not P or not P and not Q separately. False or false is false, and these are all remaining are trues. Okay, then X if and only if this 2. Okay, X if and only if Y, let us say. This is Y, let us say. So now false, false is true, true, true is true, true, true is true, and true, true is true. So this is the answer. So here okay, this is the answer. Okay, so moving ahead, we have to discuss about well formulated formula. Okay, what is a well formulated formula? A well formulated formula is a particular way of defining a mathematical logic formula, and it can be defined by using the 4 you can say steps, or these 4 rules. There are 4 rules. First rule, what does it says is a statement variable standing alone is a well formulated formula. That is a P standing alone. Okay, so if let us say P is I am from TKIT. Okay, this is true, and this P is itself a well formulated formula. Even Q is also a well formulated formula. Even R is a well formulated formula. Even S is a well formulated formula. You may remember that we have constructed a truth table for 4 variables. So these 4 are standing alone. They are all well formulated formulas. Moving ahead, second one, if if there is a well formulated formula, if anything is available and if it is a well formulated formula, then not of A is also well formulated formula. That is, as I told that P is a well formulated formula, then not P is also well formulated formula, and for all it is applicable. Then if A and B, there are two well formulated formulas. Now here P and Q are the two well formulated formulas. Then A or B, A and B, A disjunction B, A conjunction B, A conditional B and A biconditional B. These are also well formulated formulas. So if let us say P and Q are the two well formulated formulas, then P and Q, P or Q, P implies Q and P biconditional Q. These are all well formulated formula. Now P and Q is a well formulated formula, as well as not P or not Q is also well formulated formula. Okay, this is one well formulated formula and this is one formulated formula. ORing of these two or ANDing of these two or implication of these two is also well formulated formula. So A is one equation now. If A is one equation which is well formulated, so this is A now. This whole is A. This whole is B, and ORing of these two will also become the well formulated formula. The fourth one is very much important. It says that a string of symbols containing the statement variable, connectives and a parenthesis is well formulated formula if and only if it can be obtained by finitely applying many applications of either rule number 1, rule number 2 or rule number 3. Any formula, if it can be created by using applying rule number 1, rule number 2 and rule number 3 for many times or single times, then that string is a well formulated formula. Moving ahead is according to the previous definition, what we can say is, according to the definition, this is a well formulated formula, this is a well formulated formula, because P is a well formulated formula or Q is a well formulated formula. Due to that, P or Q will become well formulated formula. Now if I say this is A, then not of A is a well formulated formula. Similarly, or these, so P implies P or Q or properly written in a bracket. See here, having the bracket is very much important. The balance is the bracket, balance in the bracket is very much important. Now here, what about this one? Not P and Q. P and Q are well formulated formulas. So these are also well formulated formulas. P implies Q implies AND Q. Now here it is AND Q. It is not a well formulated formula because AND is a binary operation. So it should be, if it is a not Q, then it is well formulated formula, but with AND it is not a well formulated formula. Not Q is not a proper well formulated formula. P implies Q with no closing bracket here is not a well formulated formula. This is a well formulated formula. Then P and Q implies Q. Now see here, there is only one opening parenthesis, there are two closing parentheses. So in that case, again, this is not a well formulated formula. So this is about the well formulated formulas. But in order to for generalized purpose, what we do is we generally exclude the outermost parenthesis. Okay, so if you have only one bracket, you can exclude. This is also valid. So the most outside one can be excluded. Okay, so generally it can be used in this way. Moving ahead, tautologies. So any statement, so we can say that the given statement formula, now the statement formula which is always true, if for a particular statement formula, if we are getting the outcome as always true, in that case we say that it is a tautology. Okay, so now it is regardless of the input, whatever is the input, input is not considered here. So a statement formula which is true regardless of the truth values of the statements which replace the variable in it is called as a universal formula or tautology or truth table. So the output truth value for any of the case is always true here. The statement formula which is always false, so which is always true is always called as a tautology, and a statement formula which is always false regardless of the truth values of the input statements is called as a contradiction. Okay, you might have used these terms, it is contradicting. Okay, so contradiction is whatever you are doing, the outcome is always false. So in that case we say that it is contradiction. Okay, Obviously the negation of contradiction is tautology, and negation of tautology is contradiction. So we may say that generally what happen is we may say that statement formula which is tautology is identically true, so it is always true, and the formula which is contradiction is identically false. Okay, so determining the tautologies, how to determine the tautology is what we can do is we can construct the truth table for a given formula. We can construct a truth table for a given formula, and based on that what we can do is if all the outcomes are true at that time, we say that it is a tautology. Okay, and this is the most easiest way to check, but it is very much tedious when number of variables increases. So for one variable there are two possible rows, for two variables there are 4 rows, for 3 variables there are 8 rows, for 4 variables there are 16 rows. So we have constructed one truth table for 16 rows. Okay, with 5 variables there will be 32 rows, and it will become difficult to, we have to construct a truth table for with 32 rows, 6 variables, 64 rows, and that will not fit into your notebook. Okay, so in that case what we can do is we can make use of some of the methodologies, and that alternate methods will determine whether the statement formula is tautology or contradiction without having to construct the truth table. Okay, so all that things, whatever the how to do all that things we will discuss in the next lecture. Only let us discuss the last point in this particular lecture. A simple fact about tautologies is that the conjunction of two tautologies is also tautology. That is, whenever two tautologies are ended together or conjunction is taken, even the disjunction is taken, even if you take the disjunction, then also it is tautology. So conjunction of two tautologies is tautology. Conjunction of two disjunction of two tautologies is also tautology. Similarly, this fits for contradiction also. Okay, so if we denote A and B as two statement formulas which are tautology, then if we assign the truth value to the variable A and B, then the truth value of both A and B will be true, because A is tautology and B is also tautology. So A and B will also be tautology. Similarly, A or B will also be a tautology. We have solved some of the examples of the tautology. I will try to show you the examples of tautology to you. So whatever the truth table we have constructed, now here in this particular truth table you can see that X, so this one here what we are saying is the outcome is true, 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 true. That is, the outcome is always true independent of the input. The outcome is always true independent of the input P and Q. So this is called as tautology. If you get something like output is always false independent of the input, then that is a contradiction. Okay, then that is a contradiction. Let me show you some more examples. So here this answer 2 is a tautology. So this statement, now I can say that this particular statement is tautology. Even we can say that this statement, not of P and Q, if and only if, not P or not Q, this is tautology. Okay, and if I apply a whole not to this, then that will become a contradiction, because not of tautology is equal to contradiction, and not of contradiction is equal to tautology. Okay, so let us discuss some more problems. Now this answer is neither tautology nor contradiction, because all the outputs should be either false or all the outputs should be, or they all should be true. Okay, so these are some examples, and all these examples we'll discuss them in the next lecture. Okay, this is neither tautology nor contradiction. Okay, so with this let us stop this particular lecture here only, and we will discuss in the next lecture. We'll start discussion with some of the examples on tautology. Then we'll discuss about how to do some assumptions, or how to take what are the different alternative ways to prove the tautologies, because constructing the truth table is always not possible in case of checking whether it is tautology or not tautology, or neither tautology nor contradiction, anything. So that's it in this particular lecture, and I am sorry for that sound that you are getting. There is some problem at my side. So I'll try to resolve it in the next video lecture. These are my contact details. If you want to to ask me any questions, you can ask me on these numbers, or even you can ask your questions onto the comment section. Okay, this is my second lecture. The first lecture link is there in the link given below, not the link, in the description section of this video. Okay, so you can click on that and you can watch my first lecture, and this is my second lecture. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have liked the video, please subscribe my channel and press on the bell button. Thank you.